Okay, Lindsey, so good to see you. How are you doing today?
I'm awesome. How are you, Jason?
I'm rocking it. And by the way, how's the weather out there for you? Because I'm sure it's crazy different. Yeah.
It is finally snowing. It's
Oh, it's snowing.
getting
That's
by
awesome.
Christmas.
Yeah,
It's
that's pretty cool. And
gray without snow, so we're happy.
yeah, and by the way, if you guys are watching this, is just before Christmas of 2017. So yeah, snow for Christmas is amazing. And I'm excited to hang out with you, Lindsey, because you've been telling me about all these incredible things that you've been doing. And like, you're about ready to have your best December on record that you've ever had. You guys are up crazy percentage over December. Best gift card sales ever. Crazy RTS numbers. Like, I'm just going to drop this one out. Like you said, this week your RTS was, I'm sorry, how much?
48%.
Shut up! I love your numbers. And so anyway, we've been working together a long time, but you're part of our High Performance Salon Academy. And I wanted to just interview you. We call these winner views because you are winning in lots of ways. And I want to be able to share with people, more things like, and hopefully if people are watching this, you'll be able to extract some nuggets from Lindsey and learn what she's been able to do in her salon and what's been happening. So you can start applying some of those things in your salon too. And like, if you say, yeah, 48% RTS, BS, well, they're verified numbers, but let's just say that not only that's straight out of her software, but there's some really cool things that are very clever that are helping her get there that most salons don't do. So Lindsey, thanks for doing this and thanks for being a part of it. But just so everybody knows, what's your salon called? Where are you from? And how long have we known each other?
My salon is called the Style Lounge Salon. I'm in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And you and I have known each other for, I think, going on 6 years.
So crazy. And we've done crazy things in the last 6 years. And to have you a part of, you're one of our first people who came into the High Performance Salon Academy. I'm just honored to have you in it. I mean, just because of who you are as a person as well as what you've been able to accomplish. And it's awesome to work with you. So thanks for hanging out with me longer. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks. I feel the same.
So tell me about, like, initially, like, why did you want to get involved with coaching? Because I mean, initially you're doing some one-on-one coaching. We did a program called Little Voice Mastery, and then you were involved in this. Like, why did you come in initially, and like, why did you then join our academy program later? Why did you want to do that?
So initially we opened 7 years ago, and I opened the salon with a business partner. And she had introduced me to Little Voice Mastery, and
Right.
we basically did it around the same time. And that just that changed my whole mindset. Personally, professionally, I was just a lot more open to receiving different training and just actually like seeing a bigger picture. So, and it also like it helped with our relationship, our partnership. And then over time, we went through a little bit of a walkout, and we were doing some one-on-one training with you.
Yeah.
And we developed a code of honor, and that was such a key component also to the amazing culture that we have now.
Yeah.
But then at one point, shortly after the walkout, my business partner left, moved out of state. So I kind of essentially started from scratch again. And because I had all that training, all of that beforehand, I feel like I was able to start fresh, confidently, and successfully. I guess if I would have had that before, I don't know that I don't even know that I would have kept my doors open, honestly, after that.
Yeah, well, I mean, to go from like, experience a walkout, have a partner said, I want to leave for other reasons, and just move. And, I remember because it's a whole other thing. And it's like, having those foundations and those basics that were in there to help you move was really good. And then why did you want to join the High Performance Salon Academy? Like, what made you want to be a part of that one? Because we called you and said, are you interested in, testing this with us? How did you feel about it before we even started?
Well, when you explained to me what it was, I knew I was like, this is gonna blow everything out of the water.
Awesome.
Because I had mastered other trainings before, great business systems, and I had those nailed. We were doing all of those things, and we were kind of sitting stagnant, and there was a lot of things that, you know, I went to school to be a hairstylist. I didn't go to school to be a business owner. And
Yeah.
so there was a lot of components besides just tracking numbers that go into running a successful business. And so, knowing Doug had mastered these business systems, and then
Yeah, because
your
you've been through a lot of other trainings, right?
right, yeah. And then your component of, you know, the things that we had already worked on with like the code of honor and, you know, the coaching, the one-on-one coachings.
Totally.
I just knew those things together were just, it, it was exactly what I needed to move forward as a solo owner.
So yeah, so I mean, like you said, I was kind of recapping, as you said, like, you know, you weathered some pretty rough storms even after we had started coaching. You know, again, just that's part of life. You know, you had a partner who left, you had a, you know, salon walk out, all these things, and you kind of rebuilt that and come back from the ashes to like make this incredible salon. And now, you know, you kind of have the dream culture like in our system. Everybody wants to know, like, because you always have these amazing culture. Can you give me like a taste of like what culturally happens in your salon that you don't think happens everywhere else? You know what I mean? Like, what are some of the cultural things? I know we don't really talk about that, but like, what are some of the cultural things that like your salon does completely different than anywhere else? You're like, man, I really love our team because.
So like one of the things is like just in our code of honor being on time, what that means. So that means 30 minutes before your guest shows up. Everyone here is an hour before their guest shows up.
Awesome.
We have monthly team meetings. Everyone is here a half hour before the meeting starts, and our meetings have turned into an hour and a half brainstorming session, and no one misses them. Everyone loves them, and oftentimes we have to shut it down because somebody's guest is about to walk in the door.
Yeah, but they love it. It's not like you're just talking and droning on.
No.
They love it. They want to be there, and like it's motivation and all that other stuff. Because I think some people are like, well, how often should I have them? Because they're kind of boring. My team doesn't like showing up. You have people who love to come to team meetings, love to be there early, love guests. Like, I think that's again, it's hard to measure culture, but when people are showing up hours to work early because they just love the environment, I think that says a lot about how you're operating. Yeah.
Right. And that's the beautiful thing is that team meetings used to be a nightmare. Like I used to go in feeling like, oh God, we have to do this again. It's going to turn into a negative.
I remember some of those coaching calls, by the way.
Yeah,
when you're like, I don't know what the hell we're going to talk about, and they don't want to come.
Throw it up, yeah. And now it's these beautiful brainstorming sessions. I'm just facilitating it. I'm not running the show. I have an agenda of bullet points of things we need to go through, and we debrief every month. And they have so many great ideas. So they really contribute to the promotions and things that we're doing, and you know, and because they help develop the code of honor, they play by it. It's their role.
So what have been, I mean, from one-on-one coaching plus the, you know, the things you've learned from the academy, like what are the things that like are just embedded now in your business that are frameworks that you use all the time that you're like, man, this is what's helped us create the culture and then the level of successes that you've had and things like that. If you had to pick 2 or 3 things that you're like, if I had to take those out of your business, you would be mad at me if I removed them, what would be the things that you're like, oh my God, please don't take those away?
Oh gosh.
Just a couple. I mean, I'm sure there's more, but like,
right.
what are?
You know, I think like one of my favorite things in the code of honor is if you have a problem, you need to come to the table with a solution. And that's such a broad thing. It goes as far as like they come to me with a time off slip, and they already have the days and their makeup days and everything. You know, I don't have to babysit somebody's schedule.
Nice.
And that, you know, that comes to play in the team meetings as well. Is like somebody brings up a situation in a team meeting, it doesn't turn into a big ball of negativity. It comes into a big brainstorming session of great ideas to solve the problem. That, and you know, it's the willing to call and be called. I don't have to babysit. I don't have to babysit anybody. There's no drama in the back room. You know, there's times where I often have to call somebody out for not calling somebody out, and then, you know,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So you have an environment where it's safe for them to, connect with each other and be able to, say if there's a problem to deal with it. But I also like that other component in your code of honor that says, if you come with a problem, you also have to come with a solution. And so that way it doesn't just come like, here, everybody's dumping their problems on you or anything like that.
Right.
That's huge. Those are good in code of honor. Are there any other tools that you're like, oh my gosh, can't live without type tools?
I think what sets us apart is we have mastered the consultation, and that's why our RTS is where it's at.
Yeah.
So, that's just something that my culture of stylists is, they're all open to teaching each other and growing each other. And everyone here is an equal. Like, as soon as a new associate comes in, they are told they are no different than the person that's been here the longest or the person the highest level, and everyone is there to help. And even those level fours are willing to learn from a level one or an associate. And
and that's unique. Usually people are divas, right? And they're like, I'm a level 4, maybe I'll help you if I can. But it's like this establishment authority. Versus you're saying that everybody's equal, like everybody learns from everybody, and that's cultural, yeah?
Right. And our guests see that, and that the guests see that, and that's part of what I feel like sets us apart too for customer service.
So what Lindsey would you say? I mean, because like it's one thing to hear the information from us, but like what have you had to do? Because you've done a lot of heavy lifting, and like there's plenty of people who've like learned from us and don't implement it. But like, what have you done to really implement? Like, how have you taken it and put it into practice? Like, what do you do that's different that people could get from you from that?
Our morning meetings. That's something.
You're talking like team huddles, right? Like when you do the first thing in the morning, everybody does a huddle, and you do it that way, yeah?
Yeah.
Not everybody knows that, so that's what I'm curious.
Right. Yeah. So every morning, and they do it when I'm not here. But one of the things we do is we just have a simple notebook, and everybody writes what their forecasted is for the day, what their service goal is, what their retail goal, what their potential is. And we just quick talk about what's going on for the day, and if anybody needs help, or, it's just a quick little coffee session about, and it also like holds them accountable for doing their numbers every day.
Nice. That's huge.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and again, getting that implemented, because we talked about those team meeting huddles in the morning, and again, to your point, it's like a coffee session. People are there early, they set their goals for the day, and then they actually go out and achieve it, and you can hold them accountable. Love it, love it, love it. So, with all these things you've implemented, code of honor, all these other tools and components, like we talked some results. Like you had this week or last week, you said you're 48% RTS, which obviously it's Christmas that's busy, but 48% RTS is like, that's nothing to sneeze at, no matter who you are, when you are, whatever. And most people are going to call BS and tell me I'm lying, whatever. Call and ask yourself, I guess. Don't really, because then too many people will call you. But the point is that's crazy. What are some other results? Because December has been crazy for you. Can you list me some of these crazy wins you've had in December?
Yeah, our projected, like our gift card sales from November, just the month of November from last year, we had an increase of 145%.
Shut up. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. You're up 145%. And what would you say, like, what did you do to get an increase? Because we've had a couple clients this year, and everybody's in the academy is having crazy results on gift cards because a lot of you guys are doing very similar things. What did you change this year over last year that's different?
We changed the mindset. I mean, the promotion literally stayed the same of what we had been doing every year. So it was just, in the past years, it was like, oh, we're doing our Christmas gift card sale again. And we changed the promotion of it, talking about it more on social media, giving the stylists more incentive to sell gift cards. And that was huge, and it's been really fun.
Yeah, and it's because you gamified it, right? Like it's a game now too. Yeah. That's a big part of it, because it's not just like you beat them into submission until they sold more. Like, tell me about that, because that's very different, right?
Right. Yeah. So this is actually an idea that I got from Holly Fox.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. We have jars in the back of the salon where you can still see them. And what happens is anytime another stylist hears a stylist talking to a guest about a gift card or gift card sale, she goes and puts her card with her name on it in that stylist jar. And
Nice.
so what happens at the end is whoever has the most cards in their jar wins, and then they draw a card out of their jar, and that stylist wins too.
Love it.
What's cool is that, you know, like if somebody hears a stylist talk about it, everyone in the salon sees them going over to simply put a card. So it's that constant reminder.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. So basically that jar, and again, you could steal this idea, you guys, you know, this card in the jar and doing all this thing is like, it's just keeping gift cards like top of mind. So you're having this snowball effect then of these gift card sales leading to a 145% increase over last year. Yeah.
Right. And we also did a little thing different. Like if you purchase so much, like $200 or more, you get a tote. Like there's something about totes that
Totes are magical in salons. I don't know what it is, but yes, totes are incredible. Yeah. So that's good. And then what other successes? Like you said you're up. I mean, even for 2018 over December, how much are you up percentage wise over last December? Can you say?
For retail sales?
Yeah, like the percent you guys are up over. Well, you have a couple things. I wrote down you were talking about your percent of gross sales over last December, and then also service sales, whatever. What are some of those numbers that you've been really proud
of? So December isn't over yet, but
yeah, we're close.
We're projecting to be like 33% from last year. So that's
33% over last year by the end of December.
Yep. We were 31% in November in comparison to last year.
That's huge. That's huge. And what about your services? Like the, you know, as far as income wise, service sales, you know, retail sales, what are some of the stats that you've seen that have changed for you?
Well, one thing that's what I realized looking back in the last year is I'm down service providers, but my numbers are up. So
huge.
So this year, from last year, our average ticket went from $75 to $84, which is
awesome.
We've had a 29% increase in our PreBook percentage.
Awesome.
That's made a huge difference.
Yep, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do you mind if I ask, what is your PreBook percentage right now?
86%.
Crazy. So 86% PreBook. And I know you said this week you had a random they had like an anomaly in a good way of 48% retail to service. What did you guys hit in November for PreBook or for retail to service? And then what are you on track for this month for retail to service?
So last month our RTS was 46%.
For the whole month?
Yeah.
And again, so, because people are going to say call BS on that. So tell me, you did something kind of creative to get your RTS up. Can you tell me what you did that was creative? Do you mind?
So one thing that has changed about me since I started High Performance is I have a lot more confidence to take bigger risks with business. And I invested in the Love Your Melon beanies. And if you don't know about Love Your Melon, it is a company that dedicates 50% of their profits to child cancer research.
Super
and
awesome.
It's a Minnesota-based company, so we're from Minnesota. And it's also something that I don't have to pay commission on to my stylists, and they're cool with it because it's a product with a purpose. Right. So the sales we've had on that has just been ridiculous.
So I mean, it's a huge give back component, but so you're adding retail sales, again, no commission to the stylist, which is okay, but they love it because it's a give back, and it's a big ask. And again, your culture of your team is so great that they're like, look, we just want to move these products. So you invested in selling some additional retail. It's non-traditional retail, right? And somebody's like, oh, see, that's how she did it. She's selling beanies instead of retail product. But you are also selling your face off with retail product because of the consultation. And then you've added in some other components that are now adding gross profit as well as net profit to your bottom line because of these other things that you are selling too, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
And even
And it is cold in Minnesota, so head attire like beanies is important. This may not work in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but it works in Minnesota.
For sure. But I think it's just like, it's stepping out of your box and, taking risks on products that are going to sell themselves.
Totally.
And also it's just, before the Love Your Melon, it was the consultation. Like I trained so hard on that. And to me, that's so crucial to.
Tell me how you train, because I think some people might want to know, like, what do you do different about training consultation? Because I think everybody just goes, well, I tell people what they're supposed to do. Like, what do you do to train an amazing consultation? Not the whole version, but like, give me the cliff notes.
Right. So the first 2 weeks of training with an associate, that's all we do. That's their main focus. Is consultations, and also it's the consultation with every single guest. It's not just
not the first time.
Right. Every single guest gets a really thorough consultation, and it's all open-ended questions, and they make it their own too. So it's not. I don't have a bunch of robots walking around the salon that do a consultation exactly.
So no like consultation script, no scripts like that?
No, but there's definitely 4 questions that open-ended and we talked about it at back in San Diego. I had mentioned like one thing that I always tell them that is just sat with me that you had told me years ago is never sell ice to an Eskimo. You want to sell an umbrella to somebody in a rainstorm. And
totally.
So when your consultation is genuine, your sale is genuine. You don't have to sell anybody anything. You just you find out what their needs are.
Yeah, just hand out umbrellas in the rainstorm, and your life will be very different. And again, I think most stylists are just so afraid that they're selling ice to Eskimos or trying to force somebody into a product. And I think that's what you get. Like Lindsey, you just get it when you're on the phone with you. You're authentic and genuine. I know that ripples to the rest of your team. You're not out to do something that's not right. Again, and I think Love Your Melon is a great example of something that you do that is just kind of it's a heart-based connection instead of an intellectual-based connection. And I think that's the biggest thing that if I said from you as a cultural person for your team that you do really well is you really do deliver to your team from the heart. And I think your team then delivers to your clients from the heart, which is very important. I think a lot of people do that and then they don't sell any retail because they're worried they're going to break that connection. You do both. You connect with them and still make sure they have products in their hand when they leave, which is incredible. Yeah.
Yep.
So a couple more questions for you, and then we'll get wrapped up, Lindsey. And this has been really, really good. Hopefully, you guys are getting tons of value. If you are, in the comment section below, say Lindsey rocks, so I know. But Lindsey, were there any resistance? Like, did you have any hesitation before either being a part of the academy or coaching? Because sometimes people are like, it's expensive and whatever else, and like it's gonna take up too much time, and I got too much to do, and I already know most of this stuff anyway because they've been through every coaching program like you have. Like, what were your objections and resistance before starting with working with us, either as one-on-one or in the academy?
Well, I would say just, the first thing that my first resistance was little voice mastery. And once I was like, you know what do I have to lose? And it was one of the best investments that I've ever made because it really opened my mind to other trainings. And I guess the only other resistance I would have to being in High Performance Salon Academy is I'm one of the smaller salons in the academy, and what I feel like how can I rank with these bigger dogs of these huge salons, and how can I give value, and how can I compare to a larger salon, and that's not at all how I feel. Like I feel grateful that I'm able to start kind of fresh again at this point where I have all these opportunities to grow and learn from these bigger salons.
Incredible. And so who would you recommend the High Performance Salon Academy to? Like, who do you think is because you know, we really like, and I love that you kind of like become the cultural, like, I don't want to say cultural mom, but I'm just gonna say cultural mom. That's the best word I can give it. Is like you are the keeper of the space sometimes very much, even in our academy. Is like you're the one that'll tap me on the shoulder and be like, I don't think this person belongs here, right? Like you've done that and we've ejected somebody. but my point in bringing this up,
yes.
we really have because Lindsey tapped me and said they need to go. So if you come in and meet Lindsey, you better be nice to her. That's all I'm saying. But who would you say is the right fit to be in the academy? Like, who's the right fit? Who's the wrong fit in your eyes?
I would say the right fit is that person who has, you know, is following a business and has a decent grasp on it. You've seen success, but you're ready to dig a little bit deeper and learn more about how to coach and how to create that partner. And really, it's the personal side as well of the business. And if you're open to learning from other people and open to sharing what you're honestly, I feel like because I'm a smaller salon, it's all levels of salon.
Yeah.
From my little salon here in Austin, Minnesota, to, you know, some of the salons that are 50 stylists, I've heard, which is insane. So cool.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's all a component of, you know, what you're willing to do and apply and etc. And it's not all size, it's a lot of mindset. So that's incredible. And if you guys want more information on how you can check out the High Performance Salon Academy, do me a favor and click below and apply for a fast chat, or do me a favor and in the comments below, you can just type the two words, fast chat, and we'll send you some information about how you can book and meet with our team and see if you qualify to be in our High Performance Salon Academy, meet other incredible salon owners like Lindsey. Lindsey, I just want to kind of finish with this one thing. If you could share, like, what has this meant for your family? What has it meant for your staff? And what has it meant for your business to be in coaching and high performance salon over the last like 5-6 years of us working together? What kind of things, like if you kind of highlight, bullet point jumped, what incredible things have happened? What would you say have been your favorite?
Well, since then, I have learned to own my own salon and feel completely confident on it. Like I have my finger on the pulse.
Nice.
I feel like I'm truly running my business. Since then, I have bought the home of my dreams. I've done several goal settings. I'm recently reviewing them and seeing all the things that I have accomplished on there. And my staff, I started with a bunch of level ones, entry level ones, when I bought out my previous business partner, and they're doing things like upgrading their houses or buying their first homes, things like that. Is like, those are the things that get me all emotional inside. Is when I see my people grow. And personally, it's just you know, I have never been happier. My relationship with my husband has never been better, and I actually inspired him to quit his job of 19 years and start his own business. So
love it. I love it. Yeah, and he's doing really well, right? Everything in his business is blossoming as well, because you're transferring a lot of the information that you learned. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Well, Lindsey, thank you so much for being on and for not only just being a part of this, being willing to share some of your insights, understanding whatever. And again, like I said, if you guys want to find out how you can meet more incredible salon owners like Lindsey, if you don't know her already, check out and apply for a fast chat inside our High Performance Salon Academy. And we really look forward to meeting you, getting to know you, and seeing if you'd be a good fit for our family. So thank you, Lindsey, for hanging out, doing this with me, and for being a part of the Academy for so long. Thank you so much.
Heck yeah. Thanks, Jason.
Bye.